We had a great conversation yesterday with Brady Carney, head coach of the Muenster Hornets yesterday, and we talked about one of their great rivalries. They are big rivals with Lindsay, Lindsay, the Knights, and it is a fierce rivalry that is known as the Kraut Bowl.
So great.
The Kraut Bowl is what it's known as.
Yeah.
And so that got us thinking about our favorite, the best named Texas high school football rivalries.
Yeah.
Caveat. Oh, my God. If you don't listen to another word I say, listen to what I'm going to say right now, because I already hear the YouTube comments. Okay? We're not saying these are the best rivalries. We're not saying that these are the fiercest, toughest, most...
Best named.
These are best named, okay? I'm trying to think, who's the best named player in Major League Baseball, right?
In baseball? Well, it's always Coco Crisp.
Coco Crisp, okay?
Yeah.
We can love Coco Crisp's name, but not think he's the greatest
best.
player, okay? Yeah. These are the best named rivalries in Texas high school football. I've got a list. Do you have a list?
I don't have a list. Okay. I have a few, though.
Okay. I want to hear what you have first.
Well, obviously, the one that always pops into my head first is always the Bum Phillips Bowl.
The Bum Phillips Bowl, Mid-County Madness.
Mid-County Madness.
Two great names.
Two great names for one rivalry game.
Port Neches Groves and Nederland, if you're
amazing. Yeah. Amazing rivalry name. One I didn't know about, but the Laredo Sports Extra sent in, was Martin versus Nixon is the grand old rivalry.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Right. Lake Travis and Westlake, they call it the Battle of the Lakes, which is both appropriate and boring as hell.
Very boring.
Right.
Okay, technically, I don't believe it's called this, but we went to New Diana and Ore City last year.
Yes.
And it's the Jamboree game.
The Jamboree game, yeah.
Which is because it's for
but
the
I'm wondering
East
if there
Texas
are more
Jamboree.
games that are called the Jamboree game.
I think
in
that is.
So
that's an unofficial title that can apply to a bunch of different games. I've got a list.
Okay.
What about Lamarck and Texas City, the Battle of the Bay?
Battle
of the Bay is fantastic.
Yep.
We mentioned Mid-County Madness.
Yep.
One of the longest-running rivalries in the state, the Battle of the Axe.
Yes.
Sherman and Denison.
Yes.
I love a traveling trophy.
Yes.
I do. Like, for example, I went to Missouri, and you're an Iowa State fan.
Yes.
They played for the Telephone Trophy.
The Telephone Trophy, that's
which is
true.
It's the dumbest trophy you've ever seen.
Among the dumber ones, yes.
But for a rivalry between two teams that are basically irrelevant.
Yes.
That's a great rivalry and a great hook is the Telephone Trophy. So I love a great trophy. The Battle of the Axe it not only gets a great name, but has a great trophy. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Down in San Antonio, by the way, is rife with great rivalries. Oh,
wow,
yeah.
Okay.
San Antonio Churchill and San Antonio Clark play in the Gucci Bowl.
What?
The Gucci Bowl. So it is technically named because these are in two relatively affluent parts of the city.
Right.
And so they were like, oh, they're it's the Gucci Bowl. Wow. It started getting the name in like 1984. They're crosstown rivals kind of. They're neighbors, but they're both affluent parts of the city.
The Gucci Bowl.
And actually, Jerry Comalander, whose the stadium's named after, actually didn't like the name.
Why would he?
Said, quote, "I'm a J.C. Penney guy," end quote, which is just a fantastic name.
That's
Gucci Bowl, fantastic. What about San Antonio Memorial and San Antonio Kennedy playing the Salsa Bowl?
Ooh,
that's pretty great.
Right.
Yeah. New Braunfels and New Braunfels Canyon. Okay. Fierce rivalry there in that part of the
Unicorns and Cougars.
Unicorns and Cougars. The Worst Bowl.
The Worst Bowl, yes.
The Worst Bowl.
Of course.
Fantastic. Down in the Valley, San Benito and Harlingen playing the Battle of the Arroyo.
Yes, the Battle of the Arroyo is a great name. Absolutely.
A long-running rivalry that has a great name attached to it. It has gone dormant because Fox Tech closed.
Yeah.
But in San Antonio, Fox Tech and Lanier played in the Chili Bowl.
Oh, come on.
Which Fox Tech disbanded their football program, so that we've been robbed of that. We mentioned the Kraut Bowl.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how I feel about it's not technically a corporate sponsor, but sponsored names.
Right. I know one in Austin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the Taco Shack Bowl.
McCallum and Anderson.
Yeah.
McCallum and Anderson are two programs that all due respect to our friend Tanny Davis, who is a big McCallum stan.
Predicting the Knights will win state
Exactly.
this year.
That is ultimately, it's a lot close. Let's put it this way: it's a lot closer to Missouri and Iowa State
Yes,
than it is to Michigan
absolutely.
and Ohio State.
I believe the joke was always that the fans all came to watch the bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Taco Shack Bowl is a great name.
Yes.
So I don't know.
It's a good tradition.
It's a good tradition.
People line up for breakfast tacos the day of, like at 5 a.m. I mean, it's a good tradition.
Those are my picks for the best ones. So please let us know. #DCTF Live. What do you think is the best named rivalry in Texas? I know we missed about 1,000 of them.
Right.
Please let me know. #DCTF Live.
And I can think of other rivalries that are great, but not necessarily by name.
Right. Like
Right.
they're a great Longview Marshall, right, is one of the iconic East Texas rivalries, but it's just Longview Marshall.
Right.
Like it's maybe the best rivalry in Texas, but it's just Longview Marshall.
Yeah.
So let us know what is the best named rivalry in Texas. #DCTF Live. You can get it to us.